Hey buddy, and welcome to Swedish Metal Review. Now today's band kind of invites me to do a little bit of a wordplay. I kind of wanted to say what a drag this Dregs is, but to be honest I would be lying. Also I find this album quite fascinating because it's not your typical extreme metal release. I was actually pondering quite a bit how to box this. It is kind of like death metal, it's kind of like black metal, but at the same time it's neither. Fully anyway, not the kind of a traditional sense. This one is a rather new band called Merger Remnant with a MLP called Dregs. Pretty cool cover if you ask me. I don't know, there's really something fascinating with these kind of a space covers. This is D Nihil Records, and well, what to say about it? I'm gonna show you the insides of this one. Came with the promo letter even. There's this lyrics sheet which explains you the lineup, 2 members, and then there is also a song which mentioned here by Akhenaten, that is reference to Judas Iscariot. That was something I didn't actually notice earlier on because the playing doesn't really sound like Judas Iscariot. Anyway, and 4 songs on this LP. This is 12-inch MLP, that is 4 tracks in total, 2 per side. And this is something I would say is kind of a crimson, I guess would be the color. Just, I don't know what that color is really called. There are people who would be just, shooting me in the face if I called it the wrong color. I'll just call it crimson. Maybe it's actually purple or something. Anyway, this is a relatively new band from Sweden, having 2 members, and even though there is no real year when this was formed, well, 2020 is the first single, so I guess we could call this a band of a Corona year. And this Cold Earth Slept Below is that Judas Iscariot song, in case you were wondering. Anyway, I need to maybe adjust it later on. So what we have here is 23 minutes of music, which then again has elements from black metal and death metal and, well, something else. What matters is the most, obviously, is the music any good? And luckily so, I can tell you, this is pretty goddamn interesting. Now, maybe part of the reason is that this whole band with this EP keeps changing all the time. You hear growler parts, you hear screamier parts, you have riffs which seem to have no plate at all, like as in they didn't come from these aforementioned genre boxes, birthplaces if you will. And you have even some clean vocals and stuff like that. You have tempo changes and stuff that kind of makes you think a little bit different, all these genres. I mean, when we're talking about death metal, certain bands, whether we're talking about old school or modern ways, come into our mind and we're like, okay, this is the Swedish type or American type or whatever kind of death metal. You have the idea of growly vocals, having heavy guitars and brutality and high tempo often. Then when we're talking about black metal, you can kind of get certain bands in your mind, even though the whole scene or field of black metal is very diverse all in all. Now, Dregs come to take only certain parts of this whole genre deal, the whole scene deal. It's as if it's only biting or actually kind of nibbing small parts of the scene and then running away, scurrying like a rat, but making it as its own view how to do these different styles, making them together sound what I would call is kind of a unique blend. As if you're having some really weird hipster coffee or tea or maybe beer. It's not like your typical, hey, I want to have my lager beer, I want to have some black stout. No, we're messing around here. We're just fucking around with you. It's gonna make you something different. So that people are gonna go like, what the hell is that? And people are like, oh, what is this? This is weird, interesting. In my opinion, this is an interesting release. Now, the only downside is, even though this is nicely conducted and the production, there's nothing to bitch about it, well, it could be even more going under the skin. Whether you call it like hit material or maybe some kind of a earworm kind of a thing, like, hey, I just can't get enough of that because it's ringing in my ears constantly. You could have even more that kind of stuff here. But given that this is the first EP by a band, this is really, really promising. And I hope these guys will keep experimenting with these ideas. Now, I can only hope this isn't just, kind of a, what you would call it, kind of a lucky bullseye result. It's not exactly a bullseye result as a whole, but I think because of this unusual nature of the music here, I mean, these guys are up to something very, very interesting. Now, these songs could be even more memorable. Like I said, they could be even more this kind of a hit material, if you will. But all in all, I find this very, very interesting release. Not for everybody, guaranteed, because of the very nature of this MLP or EP. But because of their style, it's also very, very fascinating at the same time. So our hard cookie to crack in a way, but for me anyway, it was kind of easy to enjoy it. Very interesting release, definitely one of the most interesting, most unique ones during, summer 2021. So don't let this A or looking cover to fool you around. This is not for your everyday, I'm just gonna listen to some music with my mom and dad kind of a thing. This is something that will keep you asking questions, or should do that anyway. My rant over. Go to give this band a listen. You will find links provided to figure it out. So I hope you like it. Take care and bye bye.